let's go on an adult field trip to New Orleans. I really love that book, but I would get a chance to see, Kindle. I downloaded originally 5/5. My overall book is Stacy. I am excited to share with you the newest book that I read. Alabama, and the audio and the town that was mispronounced. Yep. So today we're taking a trip to New Orleans, and as you can see, let's hit up the biggest Goodwill on the South Shore. I'm in New Orleans East. This is off Reed Boulevard, and if you know, you know. I've never been in this never been in this Goodwill before, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen a book outlet for Goodwill like this ever. So I was so excited to go up in there just to go and see what they had. So it's me walking in the Goodwill. I'm like, okay, where are the books? Where are the books? And I'm like, I can always find them, and I know it's about to be a really bomb book section. So here I am in the Goodwill, and finally, did I reach the books yet? No, not yet. Coming up soon. They're in this corner, and here are the books. Tell me if y'all see anything whenever I finally get there. It's taking me a minute, but here we are. The book section. Womp, womp, womp. And normally I can just look and see if they have anything that is worth anything in the I keep saying Dollar General or Dollar Tree, but in the Goodwill. And this was very disappointing. And I'm like, I know this is not the entire book department in New Orleans. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. I know y'all reading books in the city, and I'm like, okay, y'all have the most bookstores and bookshops. Why aren't people donating their books to the Goodwill? So I'm like, they wrong for this. They are so wrong. Look how trifling the book section is, and small and messy. Like Goodwill in New Orleans East, y'all don't have to never ever worry about me coming back to y'all store again. They do have another Goodwill across town, but I don't know if I'm even gonna risk going to that Goodwill because I am so disappointed in this mess. And I'm like, I know this is not the only book section that they have in this whole the biggest Goodwill I've ever been to in my life. I know you lying. So I'm looking confused, looking around like, girl, did you know that Folgers coffee is made in Louisiana? I'm not a coffee drinker, but here is the place where they make your coffee. So I'm in my car riding uptown, or I don't know if I'm uptown or downtown, but I'm I'm not uptown or downtown. I'm in New Orleans East, going to Elysian's Field because I'm going to the actual bookstore that I came to the city to go to. And I love the style of the housing that they have in New Orleans. And this part was literally underneath the water during Katrina. So here we are. I am at Baldwin and Co. Yep. It's the world famous Baldwin and Co. Like, your buddy that everybody likes to read. Yeah, that Baldwin. Look at his little picture. Oh, so nice. So very, very nice. And it's called Baldwin and Company Bookstore and Coffee Shop. Obviously, this bookshop is named after James Baldwin, and he was before his time. James Baldwin is a famous writer. He is known worldwide for his art that he put into a book. And I was looking for a specific book by him called Giovanni's Room. So I was on a hunt for that book, but got distracted by how nice this bookshop was, and I'm just like floored. Because look how pretty the bricks are. Look at the books where the wildflowers grow. And you know I love sprayed edges, and I'm just so excited. The first book that actually stood out to me in this whole stack was that book called Cleopatra. I don't know if y'all see it. Here it is right here. And I'm like, wow, this is such a pretty book. I have never seen a book like this, so shiny and new and just pretty. Oh, look at the autograph. I'm like, girl, you might be coming home with me. I don't know. You can't buy the first thing you see, even though that was the second thing that I saw. And I'm like, okay, calm down, calm down, calm down.
It's my first time. I'm just looking around right now.
I'm stimulated at this point, and I'm just like, look at that, Martin Luther King. All these books, the coffee, the tea, just the whole thing. Like, I'm like, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep looking. So then I walk around the corner and I see all the signed copies of the book club books. And look at this. Y'all see that? That is like so perfect in its books. And whoever did it, y'all just need to win the prize. Look at the books. Look at the tones of James Baldwin. Look at the eyes. Perfect. That's just like a perfect picture. Look at that. It's cool. So then I'm like, okay, let's look at these books and see what they have. And they have all of the James Baldwin books. But honestly, they did not have Giovanni's Room. They said it was the most popular one. And they sold out and should be coming in any day now. So I'm like, okay, do y'all have the Percival Everest book that I wanted? And I was very specific about the books that I was going in there to get, and they didn't have that book either. They said those books were so popular and they just had a sale for their 5-year reunion, 5-year anniversary from having this bookstore, and they sold out a lot of the popular books, and I was asking for popular books that they had. But just look at the art. Like, they have the creme of, I don't know what I'm about to say. Not creme, but like look at this top tier book. Look at Lionel Richie. Just sitting there. Hello? Yeah. Lionel Richie has a book. And I'm like, they don't only just sell black books. They sell a little bit of everything. But they can order whatever book that you want. But majority of the books were African American, black, African, and just books that I normally don't see at Oxlot, or the books that I see are not front and center like these were. And just look at the cover. I'm like, okay, I really wanted that modern dating book, but I'm gonna save that one for fall. And look at the fantasy section. I do have the Hurricane Wars. Y'all know I got that from the Galentine's Day event at Oxlot. But there's a podcasting room that they have. This is the children's section here with I guess y'all middle grade and kid books. And this is a glass room. And look at that. They have that Baldwin sign, and on it read, read, never stop reading. And when you can't read anymore, write. So that was one of the James Baldwin quotes that I was just like, oh my gosh, this is just like a whole nother universe, like a whole nother world. I just tapped in and was just like, oh my gosh, I'm in heaven right now. How pretty. They paid a lot of attention to detail, all of his pictures and his art. So I'm reading Project Hail Mary, and I'm like, I'm gonna read hours in it. Banana bread, and I had it's called the Yellow House. That was a drink, and it was a tea with no caffeine, and it was turmeric and lavender and something else. It was very good. It had cinnamon in it too. So I was reading it. This is the next book that they have for next month. I took a picture of it. This is that book club book. I'm like, let me go see the courtyard. And it's perfect weather outside. It was a little nippy, but not too cold. But a nice day where it's like not too hot, not too cold, but I wanted to soak up the actual bookstore, so I sat in the inside, but I did happen to go out front in the courtyard to just see like the greenery and get some fresh air, because I was in there for a minute and I'm like, I'm gonna stay here for an hour. And look at me, I had to get a picture with those hands. Such a cool place. Yep. So, and I ended up finding the book that I wanted, but not at that bookshop. I drove to the Garden District, which is my favorite part of New Orleans. Like, this right here is the Superdome. This is where all the magic happens. Like, Beyonce comes to town, Taylor Swift, the Saints play in this dome. But look at the clouds and how pretty it is. You see like that, I don't know if that is like a chrome color on the dome, but I'm just like, okay girl, this is nice. Like, so in Louisiana, if you guys have watched the Frog and the Princess and the Frog, I think that's what it's called, with Tiana, Princess Tiana and the Voodoo Man, and they have the cemetery. This is exactly what they mimicked it off of, where they have the raised, the graves are raised high because it floods so bad in New Orleans, so they would shift if they were underground. So that is the high rise of those coffins and headstones and tombstones, and that's how they do it in Louisiana. Not everybody, but just in the city for sure. So I'm like, wait a minute, that's Commander's Palace. I had my birthday there one time before in December, but I've never gone like on a weekday just to see. But if you ever get a chance to go to Commander's Palace, they'll tell you, okay, they have 25 cents martinis during the daytime. And I was thinking about it, I was like, 25 cents martinis, let me go see if I can get in. You absolutely have to have a reservation. If not, you're not going to get in unless you go sit in the back patio by the bar. And they will let you sit in the back patio, but the drinks are not 25 cents back there. You just pay regular $17 for a martini. Now, this restaurant is not a cheap restaurant. This is like a staple restaurant in Louisiana. They valet your car. And they need, to me, I think they need to renovate this thing because it looks ran through to me. So thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm well. How you doing? Thank you. How you doing? I just want to get a lemon drop martini. Sure. Is it true that it's 25 cents for lunch?
For the martinis at Commander's Palace, but not at the bar. You have to have it at your table. But I ended up canceling that because I did drive far to get here, and I didn't want to drink and drive in the city, and it was already a long day for me. So I ended up not getting the martini out in the middle of the day, and I was just like, okay, I just need to go back to the book shopping like I was planning on doing, because girl, you getting sidetracked. You doing a lot in the middle of the day, and this is like noon, and I'm just like, you know what, no, I'll pass. So then I go to the bookshop. It's called the Garden District Bookshop, and it's right across the street. And I'm like, okay, now we're back on task. And I'm like, okay, they have a little restaurant at the bottom, and I've never been in this bookshop before, but I'm like, let's just give it a try. So I'm going up, and I'm like, all right, girl, you can do this on your adventure in this bookshop. First thing I see is this dog. Like, it was a big dog in there, and I'm like, okay, who works here? And why y'all bring y'all animals to work? Percy's not coming to work with me, but I'm looking to see if they have that book that I wanted, Giovanni's Room. that they did not have at Baldwin and Co. And the lady, she was very helpful. I also was looking for Eraser by Percival Everest. And did they have that book? No, they did not have that one, but they did have Giovanni's Room.
Yes.
It took her a minute to find it, but she found it. This is the Percival Everest books that they had. Okay, so I'm still reading Project Hail Mary. I'm on page 73. I said I wasn't going home until I got to at least 100 pages. So now I go to another bookshop, which was in the middle of the city, and it's called Octavia Books. So I'm like, okay, let's see what they're working with. Here it is, Octavia Books. So I go in, and they seemed like it was empty, but it was pretty big. Like, I wasn't expecting to be walking through it like it was a mall of books. And they had a little bit of everything. Every book that I asked for, they actually had that book, like, on hand in the shop. And they were on top of everything. Look at those James Baldwin books. All right. I'm like, wow. This is like overwhelming with the books. Look at Tina Knows. Okay, Miss Tina. They had that book by Trevor Noah that I read and I liked on display. And I'm like, all right, who work here? 16, 19. They had a banned book section. All those books on the wall were banned. And they had that book that I just finished by Zora Neale. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. But Their Eyes Were Watching God. And I'm like, okay, all right. See, there's a Trevor Noah book that I read that I loved. Read Trevor Noah's book if you haven't. Very, very nice. All right. So I was looking for the Percival Everest book and also the Kendrick. And I just wanted to see and touch them books because I do have them on my Kindle. And I was already at my max with the amount of books that I bought for today. And I'm like, where am I going to store these books? Where am I going to store it? But this bookshop, I think I'm going to go to this one first the next time because there's a smaller restaurant in the back area. And I like how they had all the different sections for horror and young adult and romance and everything you really wanted, like the stickers for the books and the crafting area, the children's area. The people that worked there were very helpful. They knew exactly what every book was. Here he is, and he's just like, which one? Oh, they're right here. And this is the books that I was looking for.
Okay, no, not James.
And
it's
it
not
is.
here.
And I'm like, there it is. Amadusa, The Husbands. They have a bunch of Mame. They have a bunch of books that are just like popular, and I just like how they're spread throughout the whole store. And little wedding people. So then I go to the back area, and Octavia Butler, although this is her store, they have the books to where, like, it's not just a black section, it's just like a bookstore that mixed throughout. So in the fantasy area, you would see they had like the Kendrick, because I asked them, I was like, where is this? And he was just like, oh, it's back this way. So, yeah, very cool. That's the restaurant, the back area. So I'm just wandering and looking and soaking it all in. I'm like, if I sit down, I want to read for an hour. But if not, it's an hour drive to get back home for me. Now that I'm deep into the city and they have traffic now, And I'm like, the later I wait, the longer it's going to take for me to get home. That's that book, The Kendrick. So I made it across the lake, and now I'm close to home, and I got my drink. So I tried a dirty martini for the first time. That thing was strong. Yep, these are the books that I got. Cleopatra is my most favorite one that I'm excited about. Look how pretty this book is. And this is the cover. And this is the inside of it. I was obsessed with this book. This one was pretty too, but I had to pass on it because I have it on KU. So first of all, let's start. Happy spring. It is the first quarter of the year. I am going to go over this book haul that I did at Baldwin and Co. I did get a chance to go to New Orleans and check out the bookshops out there for a day. And I did like a book crawl where I bought books at different bookshops because I never really go to New Orleans. So I went to Baldwin and Co. and I picked up these 4 books. I did mention them in the end of the book tour that I went to, but I just want to go over them and let you know exactly what I got. So Janae Sanders, Second Time Around. This one is about a single mom gets a second chance at love with her high school sweetheart. And it gives you a lot of details about it. I can read the synopsis. I think her name is Worry. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly or not. Of love after divorce. Janae Sanders focuses on the best things in her life, her son James, and her besties in the savory, sexy, and single club. As far as romance, not today, Satan. That is until high school heartthrob Adam Henderson crashes back into her life after 20 years at their reunion. Sparks fly, but when Janae considered dating again, the new superintendent of James High School District slashes his beloved arts program. Instead of getting her groove back, Janae gets her protest on. So, 20-year, second chance at romance type book. Very pretty cover. I don't know too much about the author, but she's very cute. I never read anything by her before. Let's see. Here she is. lykyk. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm going to learn to pronounce it. But that is her novel that she has that I bought from Baldwin Co. Now, I was on the search for looking for a James Baldwin book, but they were sold out at Baldwin Co. So I got this in the Garden District. And this one is called Giovanni's Room. Giovanni's Room. It is in 1950 Paris, an American Renaissance. They have an American violence, all kinds of things going on in Paris. A young man finds himself caught between desire and conventional morality. David has just proposed marriage to his American girlfriend, but while she's away on a trip, he becomes involved in a doomed affair with a bartender named Giovanni. So he was the first of his kind. I know he was a gay man, which I found that out. And this man, he proposes to his fiance, and I think he starts an affair with a guy bartender. So this is going to be interesting. It's short, but it does have an interesting story, being the time that it was written in. All that was illegal. So I'm interested in reading that one. This was their book of the month that they had for February, because this was in February that I did all this book shopping. I wanted to buy all Black authors in February. And you know, with James Baldwin, we all know how he looks already. I don't think they have a picture in his thing, but I did take pictures in that shop. And he's passed away. So this one, Where the Wildflowers Grow, I read last year Where Wild Peaches Grow, but this is not the same author, but it is a pretty book, just like the other one was a pretty book. And she's the author of One Summer in Savannah, which I did not read. I just got it because of the book of the month, and it was up in the front, and they just pulled me in, and I bought it. So let's read it. It'll say, okay, so Leah is the last of the Wilds. She knows this because she watched them all die. Grief never truly fades, and even as the tragedy haunts her, Leah carries on because survivor is in her blood. So when the transport bus taking her back to prison, off the road. Okay. Killing everyone on board except her. She does what's in her nature. She survives. That's going to be interesting. Yeah. Okay, while searching for a place to hide, she stumbles upon an unexpected sanctuary, a flower farm in rural Alabama tucked away from the world. What Lee doesn't expect is a found family there who has built something from the wreckage of their own lives. This is going to be really good. So she was going to prison in this book. Okay, girl. And the bus crashed. That's interesting. See how I just go by the cover and never even read the synopsis? But I know I'm going to like that one. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I'm definitely going to like it. This was my favorite book that I bought that day. And I still have yet to read look how pretty this book is. This is the first thing that caught my eye when I walked in that shop. It's just a pretty, pretty book. So this is a fantasy novel. I think it's a fantasy novel. Let's see. This author, she is an international best-selling award of fantasy and historical fiction. So there's a cute little lady, the lady that is on Bridgerton, she's narrating this book for those of you who are doing the audio. I don't do audio, but I know it's going to be good. So Cleopatra tells her own story in a historical epic form of best-selling award-winning. Okay. So it's a Cleopatra story. I don't know her story, so I'm going in with a blank, clean slate. These books I bought at regular price. I did not catch any deals. This one was like, what, $30 for this one? This one was $18. This was $17. And this was $20. So that is the books that I bought on my New Orleans trip. I had my eye on another book, which I found. I'm glad I had a chance to wait because I saw this book at Baldwin and Co, but I passed on it and I was like, I'm gonna wait. But this is gonna be our book club pick for this spring, which is gonna be April 20 something ish. And I got the special edition from Walmart. So this ain't our first rodeo. And this is her debut novel as well. And it's a YA. It says 1 junior bull riding champion, 1 restaurant heiress, 1 wild ride, 2 chances at love. 3 years have slipped by since Josie and Sean's world first collided beneath the glittering lights on a rodeo in Houston Carnival. Since the sweet stolen moments when it felt like nothing could ever come between them. 4, 5, 6 miles of roping wind. Okay, it's going to be good. This is going to be very good. It is a cowboy romance, and just look at the cover. Like, that says enough right there. So I got these books with my book haul in New Orleans and out and about. So let me go ahead and put these books in my shelves where I want them to go. So this is going to be a book club pick. So I'm going to keep this one out here. This one, it has a little bit of black and green, but it's hardcover. And I don't have a lot of hardcovers in my bookshelves, but I can put that one there. This one has a little bit of blue in it. It's going here. Yellow. You can go up here, James Baldwin. And then the purple section is here. So, yep. Made space just like that.